This general area of Spain has had a lot of rain over the last week or so. Not so much in this very specific area where I am, but just over the border in Murcia, there's been a lot of rain, and some of that has flowed down the Segura River, which is where I am now. It's the river that runs near where I live. So I thought I'd come up here today, see what the water levels are like, and see whether that opens up any possibilities. Now, a quick look over there, and the water levels are definitely a lot higher than normal. Normally you can't even really see the water at this point. It's too low down and too small. Oh, it's also quite windy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of mud and that in it, so the colouring isn't particularly appealing. So whether it will lead to anything, I don't know. But even if the water doesn't, the rain that we have had seems to have brought a load of the flowers out. I can see some lovely, I think they're Bermuda buttercup flowers, the yellow flowers along here. And there might be some other stuff worth shooting a bit further up. Also in this video, I'm going to do something I've been promising to do for a long time, which is finally wrap up the 2 projects that I ran from last year and share with you the images that I've selected from those 2 projects. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Okay, I think I'm going to have a go at photographing a few of these Bermuda buttercups, because they're always quite pretty, and because of the bright yellow colour they normally make for quite a nice image. Focus stacking is out of the question because of the wind moving them around all the time, but maybe some shots from straight above to get into them might work. Okay, so what about those projects that I ran last year? There were 2 of them. One of them was a walk that I really like to do. Now that walk takes me from the village that I live in, over a bridge over the motorway, through some country roads, a little bit of a diversion off to get to a ruined building that I've photographed a few times, and then further along the country roads, another little diversion off to another old building that I quite like, over another bridge, and again some more country roads, and it ends up at the Mazones ficus, which is actually the subject of my second project. Now what I've tried to do is narrow this down to 5 images from each project, so 5 from the walk, 5 from the ficus. For the ficus it's quite easy in terms of the rules, they have to be of the ficus tree. For the walk, basically if they're anywhere along that walk, whenever they were taken, they're kind of fair game, but I have limited myself to things that could only have been taken along that route. So in other words, I've ignored close-ups of flowers and bees and things like that, because they could have been taken anywhere. So they are only things that could have been shot along that route. So I'm going to show you now all 10 images, and I hope you'll enjoy them. Got some thistles growing here, got some nice pink flowers on the top. So again, maybe some close-ups. I'm not seeing anything along the river at the moment that's appealing to me to shoot, but we'll see what happens when we get a bit further up. but at the moment it's just muddy water and plants and overgrown. But this might make for something interesting. Again, no focus stacking because they're moving too much. Well, I've never seen the water level here like this. Normally there's only like a little pool of water out kind of around the water wheel, which incidentally is stopped. And again, that's another first. I've never seen the water wheel not running before. Looks like there's been lots of mud and rubbish come down with it. So I'm not entirely sure there's an image to be had here. The rubbish I could probably compose around, but the brown water is very unappealing. Of course, black and white is always an option. You know, if colour doesn't add anything or detracts from the image, then let's talk about black and white. So maybe we'll give that a go. So I have actually switched over to black and white so I can get a better feel for what the image might look like. I'm still going to need a clear view, and I'm still using the 12-100 lens. I have to go a bit further up, I think. Just keep looking for slightly different angles that might show the scene a bit better. I'm viewing the scene here. The water wheel is on one side. There's a building which is part of the mill operation on the right hand side. Water all around from the where it's, you know, kind of flooded down, and lots of grasses around. And I'm wondering if using the grasses and the water in the foreground, there's a lot of water moving around the mill, the water wheel and the mill. There's a pylon in the background which maybe isn't ideal, but maybe kind of works. Because the sky is quite bright, I'm just going to have a quick play with a slightly wider angle shot, and I'm going to use the built-in what's called live GND, which is a gradual neutral density filter, but it's a digital one. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but we'll set it up and have a go. So that's actually creating a lot more texture in the sky, a much darker sky. I don't know if it's going to work or not, to be honest. I had it on 3 stops, so I guess we'll see. Wasps keep landing on this wall. I wonder if I can get a close-up with the 12-100 again. I can get them kind of on the edge of the wall. Just also trying to make sure I don't get stung. I can't focus stack because they're moving too much, so just trying to concentrate on getting like the head in focus. I don't trust them. Been stung in this area before. Even try a quick focus stack if I can get one that stays still for a while. I knew the focus stack couldn't work as designed. The wasp was moving around far too much, but I was quite intrigued to see what the end result would look like. It actually turns out it's quite an interesting multiple exposure abstract effect that I actually quite like. I have photographed this bridge a few times, normally from on it, but with all the water underneath it might actually make for a more interesting image from the side. But I think I might need to go over to, I don't know, maybe I'm going to try a shot with the 12 to 100 at 12mm. It's quite a nice graphic looking image. I was thinking I might need the 8 to 25. I think I'm going to give it a go, and then I'll decide which one looks best. Might not need 8mm, but just a bit wider than 12 might work better. Can't really see what I'm shooting with those on at this angle. And it's quite possibly a black and white. Make sure I don't bring this wall in that I'm on. Yeah, that might look quite interesting. Okay, so here we are right where I started the video. This seems to be the windiest part, but it does seem to be getting windier now, and there's some clouds coming in. I don't know if we're in for some more rain or not. I guess we'll have to see. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up now before I lose my hat. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget about likes, shares and comments. And if you've enjoyed this video and you're new here and you want to see more of my stuff, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Thank you very much for watching, and until next week. Bye.